righty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ben McCoy Show. This is the second episode of Quick Hits, our short little update that we do from time to time when we want to bring some news to you in a quick manner, something that may have just happened or breaking news, what have you, without the recording an entire podcast episode. Anyway, we are still in the middle of the Russia-Ukraine war, so that, of course, is the topic du jour. And so the question remains, the U.S. involvement, how much, how little, what should we be doing, what are we doing, what are we not doing, in order to hold Russia accountable, deter Russia, come to the defense of Ukraine. Everybody's got a different opinion. And so we're going to discuss some of that. What we are currently doing is we have levied a bunch of sanctions. The Biden administration has levied a bunch of sanctions against Vladimir Putin and Russia, mainly with banking and finance and that sort of thing. And the Russian ruble has crashed as a result. The people in Russia are feeling the effects of that pretty heavily right now. The Russian economy is tanking and on and on and on. And Vladimir Putin does not give a rat's behind about any of that. It's not working as a deterrent. Meanwhile, the West continues to be sucking on the teat of Russian oil. And we in the U.S. are no exception. Even though we don't get the bulk of our oil from Russia, we get enough of it to make the case that we shouldn't be getting any of it if we're trying to punish Putin or deter Putin from what he's doing right now. Why are we getting any Russian oil at all? We should cut off the Russian oil. And if we had Donald Trump as our president, we wouldn't have any Russian oil in our mix or any other foreign country's oil, because we were energy independent, and now you can see why that is such an important aspect of our national security. So today, the ever-charming and effervescent Press Secretary Jen Psaki gave her press briefing today, and the press was actually asking some good questions. Sure has taken them long enough. But we want to cover some of that, at least one particular question today that was asked, and I am going to play that for you now because there's something very telling and very interesting about her answer that I feel like we need to discuss here. So let's listen. I didn't catch the reporter, which reporter this was, but it's a good question, and we're gonna talk about the answer and what that entails.
What is the stance of the U.S. in buying Russian gas at this point? At this point, are we ready to pledge not to buy any more Russian gas?
Okay, so that's a great question. With all of the sanctions we've currently levied against Putin and his regime, can we pledge to not buy any more Russian gas? I mean, it seems like that the Russian oil and energy really fuels the Russian war machine. So if we want to hit them where it hurts, and take away those resources, can't we pledge not to purchase any more Russian gas? Let's hear what Ms. Psaki has to say.
So as it relates to Russian gas, U.S. government doesn't dictate where the U.S. market sells our own oil and gas products, nor where it acquires crude or refined products for domestic consumption. This is all up to the private sector, other than exceptions like countries under sanctions.
Whoa, wait a minute. What was that last part there? Countries under sanctions. That's when the U.S. can regulate where we purchase our oil and energy from. Isn't that the whole question? Why isn't Russia under that particular sanction, where it gives the government the ability to determine that we no longer are purchasing oil or energy from Russia? So she's trying to blow off the whole question. Well, we don't control where a private enterprise purchases. Yes, suddenly they're such capitalist and free market enterprisers. We don't dictate where these energy companies purchase the foreign oil from. Unless it's under sanction. Well, why isn't Russia under sanction with regard to the energy industry right now? Well, that remains to be seen. But we know that Biden's economy is in the tank right now. The latest poll numbers have him completely underwater. Even the left-wing press poll numbers, Washington Post, ABC did a poll, and he's at 38%. He's only at 77% approval among Democrats. I mean, these are unheard of numbers for a president in their own party. He is completely unpopular. The economy is just unbelievably bad. Inflation is the worst it's been since Jimmy Carter, and we see what happened as a result of that. And so he doesn't want to make any more blowback on himself. He's trying to mitigate that as much as possible. And if we cut off the Russian oil, we're going to all feel it at the pump because he has worked so hard to get us back on foreign oil and off of our own domestic production. And this is what happens. This is the fallout of that. So I just wanted to bring that to you and play that clip for you and let you see what our government is up to, that they could be doing more, but they're refusing to do so. And this is where we're at right now. So anyway, I'm going to play a clip from my wife, Adrienne, who you met on our last episode, who has some thoughts on this topic as well.
I think we're not doing enough in this war between Ukraine and Russia. I think that Biden is basing his decisions out of fear. I think that's why he's not stopping getting our oil from Russia. That would really help Ukraine if we did that. I don't see why Biden wouldn't do that. But I believe that basing your decisions out of fear is never a good thing. I think it's better to do what's right because it's right and not worry about it. Not worry about anything you're scared of. It's like Apollo not wanting to help Rocky in Rocky 3 because if he was scared of Clubber Lang and didn't want to step on his toes or whatever. That just, it doesn't make any sense. I think that that doing what's right because it's right is best. And I think that letting fear stop you from doing that is a shame. And I don't know what all this is about Biden rallying other countries. I mean, I do not believe Biden is rallying any countries. I believe they're all working harder to help because they're compensating for what we're not doing. And it just seems wrong. We're supposed to be the most powerful country in the world. Yet it feels like we're the weakest at this time. And it feels like it's because of our President Biden. That's what I believe. I mean, that's how I feel. And I think we should be an example for the other countries. I think we should be leaders, true leaders, that base our decisions on faith, not fear. And President Biden, forget the fear and do what's right. I believe the key here is to stop getting our oil from Russia. We were energy independent when Trump was president. But then when Biden became president, he reversed that and made it so that we have to depend on other countries for oil. Can't you reverse it back, President Biden? Please stop buying any oil from Russia. Thank you.
Yeah, and there you have it, folks. My beautiful wife, Adrienne, telling it like it is. And, it's a good point because, how can you say you're being tough on a country like Russia and sanctioning a country like Russia when the sanctions don't even go as far as to hit them where it really hurts in their energy sector, which is really fueling the Russian war machine. So we need to do better, and we need to be willing to take some of that hit. I guess, if we were energy independent, wouldn't be a big deal, but we're not. And Biden is not willing to take extra damage politically for getting us off Russian oil. And that L is on him. So we'll see how that goes. And look at that. We're right up on the 10-minute mark. So that's all the time we got tonight. Please be sure to like and share, subscribe, follow. Check us out on Twitter @Ben McCoy Show. Love to see you there. Tell all your friends, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on The Ben McCoy Show. God bless.